Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another stale movie review. Today we're going to be talking about Tenebrae. Really quick though, before I get into anything else, I want to say thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. Thank you guys so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. Speaking of creepy patron peeps, this movie was requested of me to review by Josh, aka JG from NC. You'll notice on my patron list, that's how he's listed. So thank you very much for your request, Josh, and let's get into this. So directed by Dario Argento, Tenebrae follows an American writer who is promoting his latest book in Rome. He soon finds himself stalked by a serial killer who is eliminating everyone associated with the writer or his book. So, fun fact about this movie, which I thought was kind of fun and just really weird and out there. So apparently in an interview, Argento had mentioned before the film was intended to be closer to a sci-fi flick, taking place a few years in the future where the world is inhabited by fewer people and the remainder being wealthier, with the world being less crowded and things like that. And it's all very strange to think of the movie that way. I just like that. I thought it was like an odd touch to the movie, or an odd way to look at the movie. Let's get into what I liked about Tenebrae. This is gonna be really weird, but I liked the title of the movie. It also happens to be the title of the book within the movie, but I feel like it kind of defines slasher movies a bit, and Gilo was a huge influence on the slasher genre. So Tenebrae is Latin for darkness, and not only does it refer to this movie, but it also could refer to the Christian celebration that takes place 3 days before Easter. The Latin definition would suggest the celebration involves the gradual extinguishing of candles during the 3 days leading up to Easter, which I'm not positive, but I imagine relates to the death of Jesus, symbolized by the growing darkness and the 3 days leading up, between his crucifixion and resurrection. So I see this interpreted in terms of like Gilo and slasher horror movies as the gradual extinguishing of lives throughout the movie. Or I'm possibly reading way too much into that. This is like a spoilery section of the video, so I'll leave like a little mute icon up here if you just want to pause the video, or not pause the video, if you just want to mute the video. There'll also be like a little time code to tell you when the spoiler section ends. Normally I don't care so much for stale movie reviews, but I feel like this one seems like it probably shouldn't be spoiled. So I really loved the end of the movie. From the moment what's-her-face like gets her hand chopped off and she like freaking paints the wall with her blood, like I was living for that part. Also really loved the twist with like Neil being in on the murders, and then he like cuts his own throat, but then it's like, but wait, it's not he's not actually cutting his throat. He just has like, turns out he has this super cool blade that has a button, and when you press it, like fake blood comes out of it, and he's actually alive. And then he attacks again, but then is accidentally killed by Anne, who just stands there and screams like for the rest of the movie until it ends. Like it was like borderline batshit crazy, but it worked really well. Which leads me into my dislikes, because I wasn't that impressed with the movie leading up to that end. Like at the end of the movie, I was like loving it, I was living for it. Leading up to it, I wasn't as sold on it. I mean, there was like one or two moments that were really good and brutal in there, like the girl who is getting like viciously attacked by a dog before she eventually gets killed. Not by the dog, but with an axe. Like she just has a really fucking horrible night. The rest was kind of boring though. It was just, I don't know, it was just kind of boring. I think this is a surprise to anyone, but because I'm a bit tired of the slasher genre, which I've talked about in a few videos recently. And Gilo, as I mentioned, is a huge influence on the slasher genre. Gilo, to me, it's kind of like slashers on steroids. Like, kind of like the ridiculous parts of slashers are amplified. in a Giallo movie. I wasn't that into the movie until the end. Like I said, the ending was really good. I could go on about other things I don't like, but it's stuff that is just like Giallo in general. Like, it's just following the formula. Like, it's a very good example of a Giallo horror movie. Appreciate the influence on the genre, and I have like one or two that I really like, but then the rest of them I'm kind of just like, I can just, you know. So, was Tenebrae worth it? If you like Giallo horror movies, absolutely. If you feel the same way I do about them, though, maybe not. I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5. The awesome ending saved this movie from a lower score. On IMDb, though, it has a 7.2 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 72% critic score and a 78% audience score. And on Letterboxd, it has a 3.7 out of 5. Tenebrae is available to rent on Amazon, so I'll leave an affiliate link for that in the description if you want to check it out that way. There's no pressure to use that link, but if you do, it does help out the channel a little bit. But if you've already seen Tenebrae, please let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday, and you can ring that notification bell down there to be notified every time I post a video or every time I go live, even though it doesn't always work. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!